Imagine this, every week, no matter how busy life gets, you always know exactly when and how you'll practice guitar. No guilt, no guesswork, just steady progress you can actually hear in your playing. Today, I'll share the system I share with my students to make guitar fit into their schedule. So you can take it, plug it into your life and make guitar more a part of your life instead of a hobby that perhaps you keep starting and restarting. Let's go. So first things first, this is a person, they have time, they have 7 days, they have 24 hours in a day, right? So we all get this. I get this, you get this, but it's what we do with it that makes the difference on the other side of our guitar journey. The problem is as follows. Like, I heard a great quote once, and it was a really funny one because it was something like, Jeff Bezos has the same amount of hours in his day as everybody else, but he owns Amazon and one of the biggest companies in the whole world. Now, personal feelings, whatever you feel about Amazon aside, and Jeff Bezos aside, whether you like him or don't, I think you'll agree that he's obviously doing something different with his 24 hours than other people do and did in the beginning. Now, when you zoom out from this, it's not to say that he's living his life right or wrong, or we should do the same or not. But the point behind that is different people get the same amount of days, same amount of hours, and use them drastically differently and get very different results in the process. So if you break it down, okay, let's rock and roll. So we have a stick person here. This is how I like to teach, drawing stick figures. They get 7 days in a week. They get 24 hours in a day. Now, at the end, whatever you do impacts your guitar journey. Now, I'm going to write what you do, what you read, what you listen to, what you consume. Does not matter so much. And this is a tendency that I certainly have. I struggle with this every day when it comes to, let's say, business and other things, not guitar, because back when I learned guitar, it was mostly you went to a teacher for 30 minutes every week. They gave you stuff and you did it. So like the YouTube wasn't a thing. It was back in the day. But nowadays we live in the information age and there is so much to read, to listen to and to consume. And it's very easy for us to fake ourselves out and go, I'm making progress, I'm learning. I watched this long video, I listened to this big informational thing about guitar. Oh man, I learned so much. And the thing about it, it's not your fault. It's the entire system of how we were educated. Like, think about the school system. Literally, you went in the door, you read stuff, you listen to stuff, you consume stuff. And of course, you do stuff. But think back to school. Think back to all the information and reading that you would have done. And that gives us the perception that any of these three things means that we're learning. Whereas really the definition of learning is doing. And when you do, that gives you different results on your guitar journey. So let me know what you think of the stick figure board thing. I use this with students and members. So here's the thing. This is what you're working with. This is the idea of what to do. And I'll do a separate video again on how best to do things in your time. Today's all about how to make time, but just the wide angle zoom out here. And that affects your guitar journey. Now, here is the thing. First thing is that there are seasons. Let's say it is unreasonable to expect a brand new dad or a brand new mom to use their 7 days and their 24 hours the same way and have the exact same guitar journey that a college student might have or a teenager might have. They live a different life and do things a different way, but it's a season. You often hear that thing of, like, let's say the kids waking up in the middle of the night. I don't have kids, so if I say anything here that you're like, this guy doesn't know anything about parenthood, I don't. But from what I hear, kids wake up in the middle of the night and basically, yeah, there's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of irregular patterns. And if you're trying to keep a consistent guitar routine, sometimes there's seasons that won't be possible. And it's about just showing up to play. Now, in that theme, there's a few different seasons. There's momentum. Yes, I spelled momentum right. There's maintenance. Oops, maintenance. Okay, this board doesn't have a spell checker. Now, a season of momentum, that's where you are throwing a ton of time at stuff and you are like just gunning for it. You're like, I have this season where I have time. For example, if you're a teacher and you get your summer holidays and you don't have kids, you might have way more time if you're not traveling than somebody who has kids and now the kids are off. But you can throw time and energy and effort at it. Then maintenance is where you basically keep what you got. Maintenance is essentially you say to yourself, listen, I don't really have time to do tons of new stuff, but I'm going to keep playing a little bit. And that's basically more playing than practice. This one is way more practice based. Right? So zooming out, that's the time we get. Of course, we have to sleep and do other stuff. Doing, what are you going to do in that time for the results you want in your guitar journey? And there's seasons. Momentum is where you throw a ton of time at stuff, ton of practice. Maintenance is where you're like, listen, I'm kind of screwed for time. I'm just going to play a bit, just keep what I got, right? That's the reality of it. Second thing is you want to look at set times. Okay. And you want to look at where, and sorry if that's a little unclear, where, when, who, what, and why. Okay, check this out. I talk about practicing. I'm a player and I say, yeah, I must do more practice this week. What does that mean? What exactly does that mean? Are you going to do it? When? Does more practice this week mean that you're saying it on a Monday and you might do it on a Friday? You don't know, and you might intentionally do something, but it's very fluffy and vague. Whereas if you've set times where you identify where, I'm going to practice guitar in the sitting room on Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Sitting room, Monday, 9 o'clock in the morning. I need to tell my wife because she needs to know that if the kids need to be getting ready for school, you know what I'm saying here. And again, I'm not saying to do anything this way. You set your own stuff. You let your who know what needs to be done. You talk it out. But it's just an example. But what are you going to do? So here's the thing. The first three are all about getting there. The second two are about once you sit your butt down to practice, what you going to do, right? And that's the thing. It's about getting there first. Like managing to show up is half the effort. And then it's about, well, what you going to do now that you're sitting there? So the next thing is when you zoom out, work board, come on. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So now, and here's the thing, like whether you're in a season of maintenance or momentum, these three need to be figured out. Like whether you're sitting down to play, like, you know what I mean? It's still there. Then what and why? Why is why you doing it? Why are you learning this thing? When you have a reason why, it is so powerful. Here's an example. If somebody said to me, Dave, why are you learning wagon wheel? And I go, I don't know, kind of heard it on the radio. Thought it was kind of cool. But if somebody said, why are you learning wagon wheel? And my why is, well, my friend's getting married next year and they actually want me to play a song at the wedding. And this was the song that they first met to. You know, I made this up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's valid reasons why. Which one drives more motivation, do you think? The second one. Because, like, there's a reason why. There's a bigger reason why behind it. And you don't need this for all your songs, of course. But find little whys and add a few of them up. You know, rather than kind of see a bit of info online, read it, look up a song tutorial, and then you're kind of sitting there going, do I really want to learn this? Sometimes we don't. Then, what you going to do? When you have sat down, figured out when you're going to do it, the what, I break playing down and I can do entire videos, and I'm not going to go full Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole on you here. But at the end of the day, when it comes to guitar, you have your hand that's on the fretboard, you have your hand that does patterns. And those patterns can be strumming, can be finger picking, can be picking, right? I'm just doing a little shorthand here, but you get the idea. At the end of the day, it's 50-50 there. Then, if there's a chord change, you got to learn shapes. You got to learn how to switch between chord shapes. You got to learn the strum pattern. You got to play it in time. Now, here's the thing. A lot of players go for a song and they tend to go for the song. I'm going to see, can I switch camera here real quick? Is it laggy? Yeah, it is. Okay, we're back here. So, a lot of players tend to sit down and what they're working on is a song. And that's good. We need songs to motivate ourselves. And you don't want to be just drilling all the time for no reason. You need a why behind your drills. But a lot of players will find a song and sit down and play it. And the first thing they'll do is they'll read it from left to right. Because that's how we were taught in school. We were taught to open something up and start on the left and read all the way to the right. And that meant we were learning. Guitar is about skills. You got to break down stuff. So, like, for example, if a song was going G, I'm always using G, D minor, C, I'm going to use a different one. A, D, E, D. Right. So if a song's doing this, and it had singing over it, first thing I'd say is if you're starting out, do not sing. Right? Sing on your own, sing on its own, then play on its own. But look at this, like, is your A shape clear? Is your D shape clear? Is your E shape clear? If they're not, you isolate them. You do clear chord checks on each. Pick them one at a time. Spend 1 to 3 minutes on each as a practice item. And if you look at those 1 to 3 minutes, you basically start to break out. Now, I'm going a little bit off track because I'm super passionate about teaching. I'm going to bring us back and how to find more time in a second. But this will really help your chord changes. So then you're working on getting them clear. Next thing, watch the difference between the language here. If I say, oh man, my chord changes are messy, versus, man, my A to D is messy. My E to D isn't so bad. Or my D to E is okay. You gotta break apart the changes and isolate those. And looking at this sentence, there's only 3 changes to work here. And then you start nice and slow and you start building them back together like that. Now, I have entire videos on how to break down chord progressions and things like that, but that'll give you an idea. So that's the practice, that's the what. Now, think about the progress a player can make. 2 players, they get the same days, same 24 hours. They've accepted what season they're currently in. Regardless, let's say the one who's in momentum sits down to play. They figure out their where, when, and who they need to talk to about that thing. And then, not only that, they know in advance what they're going to sit down and do with clear chords and chord changes. See the way that, like, that is crystal clear. It's step by step. You always know what to do next. And you use your time. So, onto the calendar. We have a Monday, Tuesday. I think that song Happy Days. Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Okay, so. Right, so that's our calendar. Now, look at this. I'm going to do a quick little rough one here. So let's break it out. Looking at it, I would suggest start small. Get steady. So, 2 scenarios. We'll go back to our little stick figures. One guy is like, I'm going to do 1 hour every day. Another guy is like, I've done 1 hour every day lots of times, and I maybe do it for 3 days, then I stop, or there's a family occasion and I can't. I'm going to do at least 30 minutes, 5 days per week. Even notice that, like, there's less generalizations in the second language. A generalization is like always, every, never, each. So with this, that's like every day for what? The rest of your life, for the year. It's, if you don't do it, then that little voice creeps up inside your head going, you didn't do it today. And then that's where the doubt can kind of seep in. Because the reality is with guitar, it's tricky and there's going to be doubts and you want to minimize the doubts. And one way to do that is set concrete small numbers that you can commit to And if you can't do 5 days a week, start with 3, but definitely a minimum 3. Then at least 30. So if this player sits down and they do 31 minutes, they did their 30. If one day they have tons of time and they get a lot done, an hour, that's cool. But they did at least 30. Then the day comes where they're like, oh my God, I have so much on today and I'm not feeling. They show up and they do at least, the second the countdown timer goes to 30 or whatever, the watch, they're done. But you showed up and you did at least 30, right? And when you do that, that helps you be steady, but start small. Like if 30 is honestly too much for you, do 20. But I'd encourage you to, if you're looking to improve a guitar, it's got to be prioritized. And the best way to prioritize it is to throw time at it, but throw enough time at it doing the right stuff in the right order. Then, with the schedule, this is where you have 2 options. One is the loosey-goosey way, where you don't set a time, which I don't recommend. The second way is that you set an early time, early as possible. The reason I say early as possible is that you get it done early in the day. Like let's just say, I'm putting ballpark times out here, 8 a.m. If you did it at 8 a.m. every day before work, or 7 a.m., whatever, at least you have it done. And then at least you can go about the day. And if the day goes off the rails or something happens, you did your practice or you're tired, odds are you'll have more energy in the morning than you will late at night. And again, I get that some of your night owls, and there is such thing as chronotypes, different body types that they do more stuff at night. So find what works right for you. The danger of leaving it till nighttime is that if something pops up or something, you won't do it, and that's a day gone. And at least the morning time you get it done, you can do more at night than if you want. So that is some of the overview on how to make time for practice on guitar. Then the next thing is looking at this. This will vary. It's all about setting the minimum. It's all about showing up consistently and doing the right stuff. Keep breaking it apart. Like if you're going around in loops playing songs, look at the songs and look at them as if you're sitting and examining guitar. And what would an examiner say? And I'm saying this, there's a paradox about guitar. It's that the more serious you get about it, the more fun you're going to have. And the more fun you can have while you're serious about it. It's this sort of thing of just watching loads of stuff, listening to tons of consuming stuff. You want to be able to play it, not say it. So if you can recite verbatim theory behind stuff, but not play that stuff, it is like being able to speak words in a language of stuff that you will never need to say if you don't do it. So break it right on down and leave time for flexibility and flow. Like here's the thing, like you might start 30 and go, oh man, this is a bit of a demand. Like knock it down to 20 and see, can you steady the ship, and then go. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Any questions, pop them in the comment below. Hope you're enjoying these longer form videos. I'm certainly enjoying making them. It's great to be on the board and teaching. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to find out more info about the School of Guitar and how I break all aspects, all 6 major playing areas of life down for you, check out below in the comments. See you soon. Thanks.